And I have a story for you. It's kind of a long one, so just bear with me. This is about one of the times that I was hanging around with the the band members from Bloomington, and I believe it was a Saturday, and it was right after band practice, and we decided to go ahead and go ahead and do something fun. We had went ahead and decided to go to a place called a Happy Hill. And when we had went, it was interesting. It was fun, something to go ahead and kill the time. And we kind of got quickly bored with it. I believe the people that were with me, hopefully they don't mind me using the real names. Um, Aaron, Steven, Toby, Sergio. I want to say that might have been everyone. Oh, and Philip. Can't forget Philip. And we decided to go ahead and just drive around. So we're cruising around, and then all of a sudden, I believe we get told by Philip, he's like, "Hey, my sister's having a party at a house that they're gonna move out of, so that we can go over there." We're like, we're just like some kids going ahead and looking for a good time, trying to not get in trouble, but go ahead and get into trouble. You know what I mean? So we go ahead and we show up to this house. And right away we're like, oh, okay, this is going to be a good night. And I do remember being told some stories about the house shortly before we got there when we already had decided to go ahead and go. Apparently, they were telling us that the house is haunted, and not by something that was very nice. The stories consisted of a person that had killed themselves with a shotgun blast in the bedroom or in the hall. It was in the hallway of the house. And there was also an incident, I guess, when his sister had went ahead and went shopping, came back, and all the pictures on the walls and crosses that were on the walls were all turned upside down. And during Christmas time, there was an angel resting on the TV, and it flew across the room, clearly across the room, and into the fireplace, and it burned. So they were telling us all these stories, and we were just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead and be a little adventurous." When we got there, it seemed like just your basic party. There was only a few people there, and then my group of friends and I. It looks like somebody had went ahead and took out the trash, but the trash bag kind of exploded all over the first steps of the back door. And they said that the only way that we would be able to stay there is if we picked it up. So we wound up going ahead, picking up all the trash, and then taking it to the trash cans in the back of the backyard. That's when we came across a car. And that's when we were also told that that car belonged to the former owner of the house that had killed himself in the hall. And we were just like, oh, yeah, we're coming back here. We're going to go ahead and do some stuff in that car, if you know what I mean. So we go ahead, tell the people that were throwing the party that we're done. And they're like, okay, go ahead and you guys could help yourself to anything. Well, we went ahead and went straight to the backyard. I remember smoking a couple of cigarettes, chit-chatting with a couple of friends, and we were looking more at this car, and it was covered with, it looked like a hard tarp. A tarp that wasn't like, one of those flimsy ones that is like very plasticky and it just falls apart. It was like this hard shell tarp, like, I don't know, like it was specially made for it. And it took them a little bit to go ahead and get it off of the car. But when they did, they were able to go ahead and open the doors to the car. And, well, they only got the passenger door and they only had a passenger and driver door. So they were able to fold up the seat. There was a place to go ahead and sit down, and nobody wanted to get in the car. I wanted to go ahead and experience some green freedom, some stuff to go ahead and take the edge off, if you know what I mean. And I was just like, I'll go in first. So I remember going in first to the back seat, as far back as I can. And then I believe my friends Toby and Sergio came in after. And then I believe Philip came in too, and I believe Aaron and Steven stayed outside. I'm sorry if I'm getting people mixed up or they weren't there or were there. I'm very certain of the people that were in the car because this is what happened. After a little bit and a couple puffs, I just remember looking through the windshield, which you could slightly see through. It was very dirty, but I can see my friends Aaron and Steven talking. And I believe I remember seeing my friend Aaron pointing in the direction of us, but above the car. And we're like, well, what's going on? What's going on? Then all of a sudden, the hard shell tarp starts going over the car again, very slowly. If that thing would have completely went over the car, we would have been trapped. Think great, that Philip had the idea to just go ahead and just kick the door. He just wailed into that door and it sent the tarp up, and everyone started trying to rush out, and we were all panicking. And I just remember, I was like, what happened? What happened? And Stephen was like, we saw it looked like a shadow figure behind the tarp, right above the car. We got freaked out and we ran. And we're just like, oh, okay, yeah, great joke, you guys. But when you did leave, the tarp started closing. They're like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Like, it's just like nothing. Well, we went ahead and proceeded to continue on. We just started walking back to the house, and we were going to walk through the driveway that was to the left of the house. And I don't know how to explain this. This is something that I have always questioned throughout my life. But I remember my friend Aaron was to the left of me, walking in front of me. And I do remember seeing it look like a ball of fog, quickly pass to the left of me and hit his left shoulder. Enough to where he turned right after getting hit, and I heard the impact, and everyone just froze. I remember being in that it seemed like forever, but I just remember stuck, frozen, looking at him, and just being like, what happened? I saw something, what happened? And he's like, I saw it too. I don't know what it was. No one else saw it. So the night goes on, the party's going, more and more people come in. And I remember being on the front porch with my friends, smoking cigarettes, smoking Black and Milds, and some people had Optimos. And my buddy Aaron is just looking down the driveway where like this kind of happened, and he's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It really bothered him that night. He wasn't smoking, he wasn't even drinking, and I just remember the look on his face. It doesn't. I just remember it being this person that wouldn't lie about something like that, especially since I saw it. So it just, I can't explain it. Party went on. Party started dying down. We were young kids, and we didn't know really how to go ahead and party like the grown adults, college, university kids do. So eventually we just said, we're going to probably crash. Where can we sleep? And they were like, you can sleep in one of the bedrooms. The bedroom that we were going to be staying in, I forgot about this. It had a story that Philip's sister's roommate said that she walked by the bedroom with the door open, and she thought she had seen Philip's sister in the mirror. All she saw was the back of somebody's head, but all she could see is like the long black hair. So she thought her roommate, Philip's sister, was in the room. She saw the reflection in the mirror, and then when she walked in the room, she's like, "Wait, I just saw you in your room. Who's in your room with you?" She saw no one, and they freaked out. So they told us that story. Well, what winds up happening is, I remember, I want to say it was Aaron and Toby were sleeping alongside the bed. Or they were sleeping on the bed but long ways. So they can go ahead and share it. I was sleeping on the floor on my stomach in between Steven, who was to my left, and Philip, who was to my right. To my right there was a mirror. And in front of me was a closet door, like one of those sliding closet doors that have 2 to 3 doors. I think this one had 2. And I woke up in the middle of the night, don't know what time it was because I couldn't move. I was frozen. And then I realized I'm having sleep paralysis. But I could hear in the closet something running back and forth continuously. I could not move. I felt like I was being held down and I couldn't speak. But my face was looking to the right and I could see the mirror that I was sleeping by, and I could see the backs of everyone, and I couldn't see nothing on me, but I felt like something was holding me down. Now, continuously through the night, all I kept hearing was something go back and forth, and I forced myself to go ahead and fall asleep. This is like one of the rare occurrences that I had sleep paralysis before I knew what it was. I wound up going ahead, waking up. I think I was the first one up, and I started waking everyone up, and I told them what happened. I don't know if they're going with the story that I had said, but I believe pal Sergio, yeah, Sergio was also there. He said he had heard something in the closet as well, but I don't know about that. I don't know if he was just like, yeah, I heard it too, and it's like a go-along story. I remember just after that we woke up, left, and then they took me home. To this day, I don't know what happened when it comes down to the thing that I saw hit my friend, the thing that that was covering us in the car. It was so strange and so off-putting. And to be honest with you, it wasn't like I had gotten completely under the influence. It kind of freaked us out. All that thing happened right when it started, and I just continuously just smoked cigarettes. And I wasn't even drinking at that time, so the freaking out and everything like that, don't know how to explain it. But I guess, take it for what it is. Here, that's one of the stories that I have, and that was the Bloomington house. It's not spectacular, but it's definitely something that I will never forget in my life. Leave a like, comment. I'll probably read it, and I'll try to see if I can respond to as many as I get. Take it easy.